Good morning, everyone. My name is Ananya Pathak from FY Viprati, and I'm delighted to be here today to present on cell membrane and nucleotide, two fundamental building blocks that plays a vital role in sustaining life. But before we begin, I would like you to think about this. Every moment we make, every thought we have, and every function in our body depends on countless microscopic processes happening inside our cell. At the heart of many of these processes are cell membrane and nucleotide. As the renowned biochemist Albert Ness once said, life is nothing but an electron that looking for a space to rest. And this quote reminds us that even the smallest component of life have extraordinary importance. To make it a little more relatable, if a cell were a university, a cell membrane would be the security system controlling controlling what enters and leaves, while the nucleotide would be the students carrying the essential information needed for everything to function smoothly. So let's explore this fascinating world of biochemistry and understand how these remarkable microscopic structures make life possible. Did you know every single day you produce a total body weight in ATP? It's like you're basically a walking battery that never sleeps. Also, without a plasma membrane, your cell is just a yard. No walls, no roof, just a chaotic mess of organelles floating into AVs. Now let's talk about nucleotide and its structure and functions. Nucleotide, the blueprint and battery. As we know, every nucleotide is built from three distinct pieces that are nitrogenous bases, pentose sugar and phosphate group. For the nitrogenous bases, it does the coding and are adenine, thymine, cytosine, guanine or uracil in RNA instead of thymine. Pentose sugar, which makes the backbone. For RNA, it is ribose. For DNA, it is deoxyribose. Phosphate group, also known as the energy connector. Now let's see the structure of nucleotide. As we can see in the given figure, the C1 level of the pentose sugar is attached to a nitrogenous base. For example, we can say adenine. And on the other hand, at the C5 level of the pentose sugar is a phosphate group attached. Now let's see some functions of nucleotide. Number 1, energy carrier. ATP is the cell's primary currency, and without it, your biochemical economy crashes harder than the 2008 market. Second, cell signaling. Cyclic AMP, CAMP act as a second messenger relaying emergency calls from outside to inside the cell. Third, genetic storage. Polymers of nucleotide that are DNA and RNA stores and transmits all the information required to build. Fourth, coenzyme components. Nucleotide are part of NAD+ and FAD, which are the essential Uber drivers for electron in metabolism. Now, after the nucleotides, let's dive into what is plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, also known as the cell bouncer. When we talk about plasma membrane, the one thing that comes in our mind is selective permeability. The plasma membrane is the ultimate security detail. It decides who's cool enough to enter and who stays in interstitial fluid. Plasma membrane does the protection, seals the cytoplasm, it does the waste management, it kicks the toxic substance out, and while doing that, it also maintains the homeostasis, that is, to keep the internal pH and ion balance perfect. Now let's see what is fluid mosaic model, because when we talk about plasma membrane, of course we can't forget a fluid mosaic model. Now comment down below who gave the fluid mosaic model. It's not just a wall, it's a moving sea of lipid and protein. It is made up of phospholipid bilayer, in which one layer is facing extracellular and the other at the cytoplasmic layer, the integral protein and cholesterol. In phospholipid bilayer, there are two things: hydrophilic heads facing the water, hydrophobic tails which is hiding inside. Then integral protein, the gates and towers which helps in the communication and transportation. Cholesterol, also known as the glue that maintains the fluidity during the temperature swing. Now let's see what is fluid mosaic model in a structure. So The cell membrane is a dynamic flexible structure made up of phospholipid bilayer in which proteins are embedded and lipids and proteins can move laterally, and this is what we call as the fluid mosaic model. As you can see here in this structure, there are many things present. First, the two layers, the phospholipid layers, one is facing extracellular while other is facing the cytoplasmic side. We can also see the integral proteins which are embedded in the bilayer and many spun the membrane. There are also peripheral proteins which are loosely attached to the inner and outer surface and they are not spanning the bilayer. There are carbohydrate chain attached directly to the phospholipid layers, and the protein. The ones that are attached to the lipid layers are known as glycolipid, and the ones that are attached to the proteins are known as glycoproteins. So they are found in glycoproteins and glycolipids on the extracellular side and involved in the cell recognition and cell signaling. There are also cholesterol present in the structure which are interspreaded among phospholipids and helps in regulate fluidity and stability. As you know, fluid means component move laterally within the bilayer, and mosaic means a mix of different lipids and protein, and that is how the scientists named it as the fluid mosaic model. Now let's see some function of plasma membrane. The masters of ceremonies. Protection keeps the cellular guts in and the toxic junks out. No toxins are allowed past this velvet through. Second, selective transport. Channels and pumps decide who's a VIP and who gets rejected at the border. The proteins present in the fluid mosaic model are helpful in the transportation. As we have seen, there are the integral protein which helps in the transformation. Transformation can also happen by diffusion from higher concentration to lower concentration. Then cell communication. Because of this protein present in this model, we can also do the cell can also do the cell communication. Receptor protein listens to the hormone and tells exactly how to react to a news. Now together they make a masterful partnership. The blueprint DNA. Nucleotide provides the instruction for building the membrane's complex transport protein, while the plasma membrane, the shield, the membrane protects the genetic nucleotide from environmental chaos and degradation. Together, they create a controlled environment where life can actually happen. Now let's talk about the grand finale. If your cell membrane went on strike tomorrow, what would be the first thing to go wrong? Think about transport, protection or energy loss. Now and comment down the answer below. These are the reference. Thank you.